Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 2 of the Ridgeside series, which is a folktails hard mode playthrough on a nice little custom map we've got going. Today, being episode 2, it's going to be a bit more how to survive and increase some of our chance of getting, well, anything done in terms of keeping the beavers alive. So right now, we are kind of in survival mode. We're day 5 of this cycle, so it's quite a long cycle actually. So obviously we need to get the beavers in to get some more of the water pumped, but we're going to need to certainly think about our water storage requirements sooner rather than later. For that we need the science, which we have, so I will unlock this. What we do not have though is gears, so is there anywhere we could put this without it being too egregiously in the way? Not really. But we don't have the planks for this, so it's going to be a case of pulling some trees out the ground and getting them made into planks, and then we need to get somehow 20 gears, so we need 50 planks, which is going to be a bit of a tall order, especially with the fact that this guy is full. So to make things a little bit easy for this guy, let's just up the priority on that and set this for El Plancos. Now that's only 20, and there's 13 in here, and that's it full. So yeah, kind of a problem. Pause this guy, wait for those trees to grow. So that was what, a bad side approaching, so hopefully it's not too long, but that's going to be a problem. Certainly in here long term. But we do need some sort of gearage workshop, which I probably should have unlocked first, but luckily didn't quite ruin that quite so much by spending all the science on a tank, which we can actually build. So this is going to be pretty much what these guys are going to concentrate on. Now, what we do have available to us is some nice cutting area over this way. So it's going to be a case of situating these down here. They can get across. It's fully pathed up, and we are just going to say, cut me all of this, which is not a lot of wood. But, so step down here. No. But, yeah, we kind of needs must, unfortunately. So, we can probably safely also rip these out. Turn that back on, but we haven't got anyone available. So the problem with the bad tide, what I think we're going to need to do is just chuck this down, and I want some carrots put into here, if I can see them, which I cannot. And this is going to be quite essential, because, not that we have any logs, but because we need to get you've got nothing to do, go do something else, preferably this. And in fact I probably should fix the priorities of these, so please go do anything else. But yes, this needs to get done first because we need to pull these carrots out of the ground before we die here, but I don't think we're going to succeed in that because this is about to get, well, awful. As nothing will grow, but we do have a fair stash of food in storage. There's plenty of berries. These probably kiss goodbye to these and these and these. So endeth the thing there. Now they can't get. Oh, they can, but let's just take that out. They can't get down in the drink as there is plenty of things to protect them. Sadly, I don't think that's going to get full. I mean, there's some space in there, to be honest, actually. What is the bad time? 10 days. Oh, okay. Right. That is going to be troublesome. Quite significantly troublesome. Yeah, let's well, these trees are dead. So yeah, we're up a certain creek without a certain paddle, to quote Blackadder. So it is what it is, I suppose. Such is the joy of hard mode. It hasn't killed them all. Maybe it won't. These should last if these don't get further contaminated. I suspect we're not going to be that lucky, but never mind. They can pull those out the grounds. I think we're full on berries as well. Yeah. Is it worth pulling these out as well as? Maybe make this berries then. I guess someone's here pulling the berries out of there. Good, so we haven't lost all the trees, so that's ideal for what we need. And I think it's probably also time to consider, well, catching up with all of our available technologies for the ladders, which we could unlock, but I'm not going to do it yet in case we need it for something else. Let's just get rid of those. So we just need to make planks, so I guess we just unpause this guy. That needs to be done first, that can come after. And let's hope and pray that these guys can pull... Okay, maybe they can't pull any more water out. That is a shame. So, with nothing else for you to do, I don't think there is anything extra that you can be on with. Except perhaps doing things up here. So we are oversubscribed for jobs, but it's kind of is what it is. But it'd be quite good to get up here and ladder it up and get them up to this area so we can at least harvest some of these. But 5 days of water. It's going to be another close one, I think. But with any luck, the planks in here should be done by the time this is finished, so... We're not exactly pulling out the most bountiful trees, so it's some wood down here. We could put some more ladders in and rip these out as well if we wanted to. Maybe something to consider. But these are, what, 1? Oh, 2, okay. There, 1. So, yeah, some more ladders and planks, which I'm not particularly wanting to spend my hard-earned gains on yet. Everyone's got double berries, so that's okay. Carrots are dead, so these guys have got absolutely nothing to do. So, are you now over here? Yes, okay. So, bit of a trek for them, but we should have the logs coming in now, so that's ideal for what we need. That's got no berries, so let's say goodbye to these guys. Good. So, we just need to feed enough into this, and then it's going to be pumps ahoy. Have you got nothing to do? So go find something else to do. It needs to be staff now, which they are. Yeah, so it's just a case of ripping out all the trees, so it's okay. Yeah, not enough for one gear either, which is a bit of a shame. What we can do, I guess, preempt this to store us. Not that. I always forget that gears randomly go in this one. But anyway. So this guy's got somewhere to put them, as well as his own storage, so there's 30 in there, so that's good. 2 gears already landed their way into there, which is ideal. Could probably pull some trees out here, but maybe not so much of an issue. I'm gonna lay in the ladders to do this, but I am gonna say make these low-hanging fruit to anything else. So just run this way and that way. And I'm hoping that we can say goodbye to all of these trees and all of these. But this is one of those, it's very important to figure out how to fix bad tides sooner rather than later. It's probably going to be some magic up here, to be honest. So probably a terrain block special and a diversion this way when we get there, but yeah, we are so not there. And again, with this one, this one's going to be a bit more of a interesting one to fix. It could be just to zoom it straight off the map. But that is one of the problems with this faction, is that when it's a drought, you get nothing. So it is not ideal, but needs must. Right, so let's see. Where's the tooth grindstone? That's probably going to be a problem. What's this going to cost us? 5 logs. We have the logs for it, so this is coming along nicely. So that's a significant uptick in water. Not that it's going to matter, because we're going to be out of water very soon. But what we can say is not that they can reach this as yet, but let me just rip these out for now, because we're going to need to fill this thing, and we're going to need more of these, probably a lot more. But the fact that these don't really have any decent place to go, we may as well just say goodbye to those. This should hopefully be done. Tell you what we will do. Let's work them a little bit harder. In theory, we should get 5 gears a day. But we'll see. Ah, cool. So that's done. So, yeah, I guess, okay, that was the lowest hanging fruit they had. So, fair enough. We can do no more. You got nothing to do? Go away. Go do science, I think. Are you bored? Cool. Science, please. And science, please. Okay, we have 2 doing nothing. Fair enough. Congrats, you and our builders. What an awful sound. So come tomorrow, this should be ready. Keep an eye on that. We could commit to a second one, if I'm honest. Is that something we want to do? I think it might be. Yeah, it is. It is. We need to do that. So let's just say that that's going to go in. It's going to go in there. Water and also water. Unpause these. This is a maximum priority job. And then these 3 beavers could start a pumping. These can start a planting. We are oversubscribed for jobs again. But we do need someone in there, so you've got nothing to do, so pause that for now. Okay, so hopefully we're cooking with, well, gas, beavers, powers, I don't know. Whatever the version of gas is, we probably just need to concentrate a little bit more on the fundamentals first. This guy, what kind of range do you have? Just wondering if we need to worry about berries. Possibly. But Firemouse has got quite a bit more range, so I think if we just get a look at the grill, 1 tater becomes 4, so I think it's going to be a case of getting taters in set up and so getting them planted. So let's just say potatoes, please, and just even it off with the carrots because we can. We will need a grill, so hopefully that short trip through a bad tide means that we have a fair science, which we do. Oh, you'd have to unlock it. Even better. Okay. So let's just probably put industry here. No, it's quite nicely in there, actually. So water is already on the up, which is good. That's less appealing, but drought is better than a bad tide. So they'll be 6 days, so should be enough to get some of those grown. We will need storage for these as well, so you're going to be doing grilled potatoes. But we don't have any at the minute, so pause that. And some more storage back here. You're going to be for the potatoes, I believe. And I think we can squeeze 1 more in for the cooked ones, so we can. Cool. So let's just connect that, and you can be for the cooked potatoes when we get to that point, but it's quite going to be there yet. These guys are doing not a great deal, but that's okay. Over halfway for those, which is perfect. Logs not looking too grand, but never mind. We can plant some trees while we're here, I suppose. So we can't plant that one. So we'll rip that one back out. So, good. So there's quite a decent amount of water security there. 5 more gears, which will be tomorrow, so we should have a decent shout at getting that filled in. And obviously when water's in here, as I say, it doesn't evaporate. Whereas down here it will. This is probably a really bad idea, but I'm going to rip these out. Plant those. Because they can't plant there. Oh. Helps if you put the path all the way to the end. Right, so we finally have some carrots coming in. The berries, not the best, but they'll do for what we need. They've got the range on pretty much most things. Is there any berries over here anymore? I don't believe so, so let's say goodbye to that. We do need to start looking at increasing the population slightly. Alright, we did get this built, so that worked out beautifully. These guys have got nothing to do, so to the science huts with you. Well, maybe not the science huts, but go somewhere. So they're mostly done, so then we can get someone in the grill at some point. But yes, we need to increase the population somewhat, as we only have 4 houses, which is just enough for what we have. Which obviously can't last forever. However, with the invention of the ladders, which I'm going to do it, we can start to go upwards. So again, these trees up here are probably going to be a good one for us to get invested in sooner rather than later. It would be a lot of resources just to run all the way up here, but it's these oaks are particularly juicy, so I need to be sure we don't need them to do anything else. And I don't think we do. No, I don't think we do. So, what's the best way to do this? I think... Oh, that's an overhang. Didn't realise that. And that should be enough, so we can get the old woodcutters up here. What are you gathering? You're gathering nothing but moss, so let's get you out. Couple of oaks there we may as well take advantage of. And now we just need to consider is the time right for these, which these are on another level. I believe these are too. Yeah, okay. I think for now we'll just go with the one house. We need to increase the density of these at some point, sooner rather than later. But we could probably take our foot off the accelerator a little bit and give them some well-being. So let's also consider a nice little campfire. Gives them something to do. And I'm wondering if we can squeeze this in here. just see if this works. It should do. I don't know why it wouldn't, but... seems to work. That should do something for our well-being, so we don't have anyone that's homeless, so why is that lower? But anyway, but it does mean that we... let's look on Chungus here, or whatever they are. We need to get 10, which we probably won't get with this, but... if we get to 7, we should get a better life expectancy out of them, so that will be ideal. What's up with you? It's not connected to any district, eh? Oh, not built the ladders yet. Fair enough. And that's probably going to be stuck behind the fact that we have not got any running water, so let's just say, pause these guys. That, well, there's not a great deal left. How much is there? Yeah, not much. So we'd probably say goodbye to these. We should be able to rip those out the ground. The drought resistance is a day, so they're not best. But if we could pull all these out the ground, get them in storage. We have a million potatoes in here. Let's see then, if we're not building anything... would like to get this on and start making some of them taters. Get all that, which is fine. But 3.6 days. Okay, so probably shouldn't have sank all of the planks into that, but never mind. It will come in handy at some point. We could let's get a shaming wheel, as it's lovingly and affectionately known by everyone. Probably worth it. Probably not. But we're going to build it anyway, so... yeah, just to get some gears and some planks. It's probably going to be... oh, priority on that, I think, and unpause this bad boy. So we've got a bit of space, so that's fine. We don't have anything, unfortunately, to allow them to put them into the science huts, but we are making potatoes, which are 1 to 4, so that's the end of that. So they should be able to pull those out the ground. Carrots is fine. We could probably look to improve the carrot storage, but they haven't filled that yet, so we'll not worry too much about it. We should be able to get those pulled out the ground before they're dead, I hope. With 2 days to go, there's a ton of water, so I think we're a-okay as it stands. I am forever worried, but I am going to put another tank in. Probably not there. Low-hanging fruit, that one. But I do need someone in here, and I do need someone in here. And that should allow us to get the planks built, so... just need to bide our time with this one. Just because that's annoying me, and that's annoying me. Not sure if they can plant those, but we'll find out later. When the water returns in, well, a day. Okay, so that should mean that we get some bonus now. Oh, no, I don't want to rename Chungus. Good. So we've seen the uplift here, which is perfect. So they'll live a tiny bit longer. And if we get to 10, they should move a little bit faster, which will also benefit us quite nicely. Yes, they're on normal priority. That's done now, so we have the benefit of this thing, so that should be giving us a decent boost along with this. The baby beavers should, in theory, grow faster. I believe that's how that works. I'm not sure. However, given that we're about to get a sudden influx of people coming in, well, people, water. I meant water. I know what I meant. Nobody else did, but it made sense to me. And that will slowly begin the work to get up here. So what the goal will be at some point, we can now pause this thing. The water will be here momentarily. Gears and planks, which is fine. We're going to need to build another one of these, aren't we? Eventually. No, we don't. Not for now, anyway. Perfect. All right, so they can fill those in. They can start replanting that, which is fine. Hopefully we get a fair few days. I'd like to get some more potatoes planted and picked. Hopefully it's not a bad side. Is there anything over here for you to rip down? No, I don't think so. Let's say goodbye to this and this. So we have this area now. Obviously it's not going to... I would send someone in for those berries, to be honest, but never mind. Good. Right, so we're up. We are up. This... I love ladders. Look at that. That is glorious. It's better than all of this noise. We will need to get these in place at some point, but for now, we can happily ignore it. And that does open us up to all of this area up here as well. Let's just take a moment to take another look at the map, see what we've got going on. So this is going to be the power station up here at some point. There's metal in a mine. There is a boatload of trees up here that we can claim, and then metals up here. So wasn't a long one at all. Okay, never mind. Kind of is what it is. Wait, I still oversubscribed with jobs. Never mind. What are you bored doing? Oh, you cleared everything down here. Okay. Let's say then you can go out of there. Hopefully. That'll let them fill up that area, so that's a-okay. And long-term planning, that's what we was doing. Let's plan that long-term. So what I think we're going to do, we're going to need a rush on getting, where is it, landscaping. So we're going to need the explosive factory, which needs bad water. So we're going to need to science up for the pumps, mainly to afford this and the bad water pump and this. And we're probably going to slow go it with these for the time being, but tunnels would be nicer. But we need extract and power, which we do not have for that as yet. So, all of this does not need any metal, apart from the 30 that's needed in here. So, from a stance of view of, I mean, this doesn't mean metal, and I guess they don't. I know what I meant. So yes, it's going to have to be a run for the metal. So, as we've seen, there is some up here, but it's a very long way away for the beavers, and then the rest is up here. So it's going to be coming up here, I think. So our mission, it's an easy way to get up here. Not particularly. With all of these juts sticking out everywhere. We'll go up here. So please, probably a bad idea, but rip this out with me. And we are just gonna stack the ladder. And it is going to be a science issue for us to get that done, unfortunately. Are they going to prioritise that over the tank? Yes, they are. So I'd like them to go into there, please, as water is going to be important. So, second drought. Someone can go in the wheel. Ah, good. So that's full of gears. So we just need a... What's that? 20, 19 more planks there. That's okay. There's no one doing that. There is no one up here, so I'm not going to tap this resource just yet. I'd rather than pull these down. We do need someone in here, though. Where can we pull those from? Not there. What do they keep coming over here for? Don't know. What was you? Have we got anyone that can go in here? Get these trees replanted so we get them a nice little rotation. That'd be grand. We are mostly full on water, which is fine. Is there any need for these to exist anymore? Don't think so. Let's empty that as well. Just use that for our storage for now. It's good enough. These are woefully underpowered, but not a great deal I can do about it. And they should be able to pull these potatoes out. So I think prioritized resource should be potatoes. And they can get cooked and they can then start to enjoy them. I do not need gears, so let's get rid of that. That should increase that. Good, so that extra boost has given us a up to 52. So we're overpowered by, well, 2. So, you know, I'll take that as a win. I would very much like to get some science going though, so that's going to be an interesting one. Need the builders in there. How are we for water? About halfway, so let's do that. Something for you to do there because I'm not marked. If I cut in You can carry on with that. Good. So we are sciencing now, so we can at least look at that. So first things first, we need metal. We need 250 science, which we're very close to. We're going to the smelter, which we are nowhere near, so we need 500 science. And that's going to need a ton of power, which probably means another few of these, because we cannot run them off this. And then what do we need for the other bits? Landscaping. 400 for there, so that's what, 900? And 600, so 1500 science by my terrible, terrible mental maths. X. Right, you've got nothing to do. Congratulations, you are retired. Do we need to get down here at the time? Do we get anything back from that? I think we do. Come and take those planks, please. Good. So we are sciencing now. So some 1,000 years later, we should have this built in time to unlock some of it. Let's just do it in piecemeal, I suppose. Then we've got to staff these things, which is the other problem. So it's going to need another house, I think, sooner rather than later. So let's chuck that in. And we've got 5 days left on this, so water is less of a concern. That's what we got in here. 3 more. There's plenty of planks for that. They should last quite nicely. Yep. And because you've got nothing else to do, I'm going to turn you back to planting. May as well make potatoes while the sun shines. And then we can just set them back to harvesting so they can pull the rest of the carrots out the ground. Now, eventually we will build a second farmhouse somewhere, wherever it'll fit. That's TBC, I guess. Good, and then we're almost finished that. That will connect once this top one's done. Just need to work the science now. So I'm fairly comfortable with the water now. It's going to be one of these things whereby we probably should pump this dry, but I'd rather have the potatoes, to be honest. It may be ill-advised, but I think we're an extra house territory. What I'm going to do is a bit of flipping. I'm going to do that, hopefully. With all of that now built, there should be someone gathering all that. I mean, we can only store 20 anyway, so I'm not looking to build anything particularly extravagant with that just yet. We could probably do with thinking about housing and sticking them on top with a similar system. Are we out of potatoes? We are, so let's just pause you. Hopefully it means they're going to go score us some more science. So what do we need? So it is going to be the smelter. 300. Halfway there, ish. And so endeth the water. Right, fair enough. Put the carrots out the ground that are there, please. Obviously tomorrow. What we got? 2 days left. So these are dead because they don't last that long. But it is going to be a problem for a while. Now we could spam building. Where is it? Fluid dumps, like we did in the previous playthrough. Not particularly comfortable with the amount of water we have available to store yet. That's probably going to be next episode's task, I think. So it's going to be a few more tanks, and then from there, probably going to be the old classic, everybody's favourites, using the levees to build a block and fill it with water. But that does take a beaver, which is never ideal for what we need them to get them to do. So, we got any building activities to do? No. But we do have a spare beaver, so that's nice, I guess. I suppose you can make gears. I'll come in for something, especially if we're going to be building more tanks, so... I guess... get the old scrap into that. Kind of short on the logs there, but this gives this guy something to do, so that should give us a decent pile. We are about to get an influx of water, so pull them out of wherever. Hey, we're about even with jobs, to be fair. I know, we're 2 down, fair enough. Get some more of these, which we should get one. Old Vingy here should be able to sort us out with an extra beaver that we can use elsewhere. We do not need you. We could probably do with starting to cut some wood down, so let's get that in. Keep these up here in reserve. So I think what we'll do is we'll call this episode here. It seems like we've not achieved a lot, but I think we actually have. We have some power independence with this. It's not ideal, but it'll do the job. Not much we can do with the folktails, unfortunately. It's not put a thing over these and let them pump forever like you can with the iron teeth, unfortunately. But we've made strides into metal. We're building up the science slowly. Hopefully a few more kits get born and they can go and work on the science, get some big brain moments going for us. And we've obviously fixed the water issue. Food is a problem. We need more of it. It may be that the new farmhouse comes over here and make use of this green area on this side that's not going to have contamination most of the time. And obviously we've moved up to the next level here. So the cliff has been climbed. Yes, I know with the ladders, and some people think these are cheating, but I did say this was a modded playthrough rather than purist. So it's not cheating, and that's my story. But yes, other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please chuck them down below. Any suggestions or things that you can see that's going to go drastically wrong come the next bad tide or drought, please also shout out down below. But other than that, again, thanks very much for watching, and see you guys next time. Cheers.